following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Morning, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials down at 42. You get the NASDAQ up 24. S&P's up 4. Gold contract down $15, trading $18.61 an ounce. We got silver down 20 cents, $22.99 an ounce. Light sweet crude down 40 cents, $39.92 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year right now up 3 ticks, 139.21. The 30-year up 5 at 177.04. And King Dollar's up 275 ticks, trading 94.627. The euro is at 116. The yen is at 105.62, and the British pound is at 127 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Good Friday morning.
Good Friday morning, no doubt.
Where do we start, man? Where do we start, right?
Yeah, well, this market, yesterday, man, I kept trying to get to higher price, kept getting sold off. This morning, you had the futures down, 7 o'clock, they were down a good 20 points. They come all the way back, sell them off again. Bottom line is that, this is like a stalled car, man. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Hey, I mean, I'm just playing around with the charts, just checking out everything, because I talked about it in my program, just to jump through a couple of things, man. So on the 15-minute, just going back to last Friday, right, it seems like a lot of negative action and just some reprieves in between in terms of the accelerations on a daily basis, right? Last Friday, we were at 33.63, quite a sell-off. You get a little reprieve by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Monday, we get a sell-off. You get a reprieve at the end of the day. Tuesday, we float higher. Wednesday of this week, man, we trade for 100 points basically from 33.20 down to 32.20. And again, yesterday, right, kind of a day of reprieve that then you get punished at the end of the day. And today we'll see where we go. Now, if you put it back just on an hourly that takes you back about 20 days, man, this slide that started, I mean, that is a well-defined downtrend channel, man, from 35.87. We're now sitting at 32.32. That's just what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at, where we are in this market, and we'll see. But, any type of a pop that we've gotten, I mean, you don't need to be a statistician or a chartist to see the downtrend channel, man. It's pretty well defined with the upper boundaries and the lower boundaries there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, right now, what you have, folks, like if we're looking at the S&Ps, you're going to see them, they're bouncing around this 32.28. And if you go back to, you're going to see that's a nice floor there, man. I mean, my take, we're on a very large ABC down, but you can see it's going to take a lot to bust through this area right here. We traded there, from June 8th going all the way over to July 27th.
Yeah.
So.
And it's even more interesting when you put it to the fact that we're now basically, as you sent over in your chart this morning, I saw we're flat for the year 2020, which, I mean, as an investor, if you're a long-term investor, if you were in the market, basically since 2008, you can't complain with being flat in 2020 with everything going on, man.
No, you can't. You can't.
So it's a critical point too in terms of now you'd start entering where you got negative returns for the year, and we're coming into literally the final quarter. We're less than 40 days out from the presidential election. We're going to have a Supreme Court battle going on as we have an election battle going on.
Lots of
there's
action,
just so much on the table. I know.
Listen, there's no doubt. The thing that's amazing to me is that, this market has shooken everything off until it hasn't.
Yes.
And it's always wild how that works, folks, okay? Like, there's a stall here, okay? I mean, my take. We got a large ABC structure down. That's the largest structure. But you can see this stall. The stall is quite evident. And like right now, so you get the NQs down $26, right? But Apple's up 82 cents. That tells me this market's really weak. All you have to do is have Apple go down 80 cents, and those NQs will be down 100. It's that dramatic, which is a total mind blower, man. That really is a mind blower, man. I mean, I've been watching it like a hawk, but it's like, it blows my mind that Apple can only move 2 points and move those NQs like 50 to 70 points like that. It's like, So if you're wondering, folks, why it looks like the NQs fall out of bed, it's all about Apple. Oh, when they don't fall out of bed, when they go up 50 points, Apple goes up 1.5 points. It's like crazy, man.
Yeah.
So some of the higher volume equities out here. Let's take a look at some. Well, here, let's look at this. Where do you see this? COMPAS. Okay. Talk about magic mushrooms, folks, okay? Compass. Where is Compass? COM. Wait do you see this.
Back it up one more time here.
Wait do you see this stock. COMPA. This guy, I can't, he must be Compass. There it is. Compass Pathway. So this stock, folks, just went IPO like 5 days ago. It's $17. It's 41 bucks. And they don't have revenue. They have quite a deal, though. What they've done is this, okay? Pathways Limited operates a pharmaceutical company, okay? And what they've done, this is a European company. What they've done is that they've patented the psilocybin inside of mushrooms.
Yes.
For basically to help people that have depression.
Yes.
You know, it's pretty amazing, man. The acceleration from $17. Well, let me see. Well, it opened at 23. It went IPO at 17, opened at 23. You're trading $40.99.
Yeah.
You know, this is a stock. Let me tell you something, folks. You want to watch this stock. I wouldn't be buying it right now. I mean, it's outrageous, okay? But what will end up happening with this deal, I suspect, whether it's a year and a half, or they might even not let it go that long. So one of these big pharmaceutical companies is going to buy this thing, man.
Very possible, definitely.
Yeah. You know, because guess what? If we realize with half of these pharmaceuticals that we get anyway come from herbs, you know what I mean? The bottom line is start from herbs, then they get the chemical compound going, and then, of course, we get a drug that helps people most of the time, you know? So I think
and they talk about, just so you know, it's they talk about in terms of it's a far cry from, you know, with the stereotypical, you know, mushroom trip psychedelic deal that you eat. You can take even smaller doses. They call it microdosing.
Right.
That just to kind of allow a different mental state to maybe creep in. And so it's you know, a lot of times things get distorted in terms of stereotypes that are out there, and the medicinal effects, man, seem to be pretty strong from what is out there.
Strong. This is what one of the keys are, folks. They're strong on a longer basis. It's not like you got to keep taking this. This is how those treatments work. With the treatment, they'll give it to them. The bottom line, you get a couple of treatments, and then that thing goes out for 6 months and a year. That's the kicker here. That is a big deal, and it's not a freaking opiate that takes you down.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Right.
Well, talk about taking down, man.
Right.
So Apple's only down. We were just talking about this, okay? Apple was 83 cents. Now it's up 50, and then the NQs are down 50. They were down 20. This is
I mean, hey, man, they must have waited for our program. Our program starts at literally 10:06, and I just put it on a minute chart, and we just dropped 10 S&P points since we came on the air for that segment, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, watch out.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow Industrials right now down $1.76 at NASDAQ off 19, S&P's off 20. We'll come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now down 119. You get the Nasdaq up 16. S&Ps are off 11.5. Let's get over to that gold contract, Tom. They bringing that baby right down into those lows of yesterday. So yeah. 1854, we just hit. We're at 1858. Now, what you have here is that you have volume that is going to contract today. Bottom line, though, I don't like how this is setting up. Yeah, this looks to me like we can actually make it to that 1839 area. You know, you get less selling, but I wouldn't like it to end down here. You end down here at the end of the day, you're going to get into that 1839. Let me look at silver for a second. So silver, and this is going to be that dollar, man. That dollar looks like it's going to make that run to that little swing point. We'll pull that up next, but let me see this thing. So silver. Yeah, this is cool, though. See, silver's got a better setup. Silver actually really did get smoked, but I like the silver setup. Yeah, so you got a rejection. We didn't get back to, so $20.51 would be the breakout. We made it to 21.81 yesterday. You did have lighter volume than Monday. And now you're kind of pushing higher. Yeah, silver's silver. So we get divergence there. Well, here, let's look at the dollar. So the dollar, and there's no doubt the correlation runs it. Yeah, this dollar wants to go to this 95. So I suspect 95.716. That thing wants to run there. So that'll keep some more heat actually on that metals market, man. We'll see whether it's still hard to figure out whether the dollar is keeping heat on the S&P itself, you know?
Sure.
It's a close call, man. It really is.
So did you see Goldman out there? I talked a little bit today, just kind of tying in to keep people informed of all the stuff going on, right? Goldman saying that some of those tail risks that I was kind of talking about yesterday, in their estimation, overestimated. I hope that's the case, man. They didn't quite get into all the details, and you always got to be skeptical, folks, of Goldman saying all's going to be well, don't worry about things. Who knows how they're trading this market as you come into this, because they don't do a very good job of actually stating, you know, what states, what polls, because there's so many things at play, man. What we talked about yesterday, right, is you have states like Pennsylvania that can't start counting ballots until the election. I believe it was Michigan and Wisconsin as well can't start counting ballots until Election Day. And they're calling it a tail risk, and they say a combination of early results, voter turnout, and county-level data, and the high correlation of polling errors across states suggest investors will have enough information on election night to determine the likely victor, even if the election is not called. They're saying that yeah, here it is. So it seems fairly likely that there should be enough information on election night from states that will report results quickly for the market to be able to gauge the likely winner. In other words, the S&P can trade the likely outcome even if the AP does not call the race. There's a lot of speculation in that, man, in terms of saying that you're going to have news organizations that are not going to be confident enough to declare a winner. You're going to have states out there with mail-in ballots that are going to be coming in. You're going to have a lot of swing states, including the three we mentioned that can't start counting them, and you're going to have a president out there, with his rhetoric that we're all familiar with. And so I wonder how, when they say it's overestimated, when you combine all of that, yes, you can make a proper estimate yourself, but there's going to be a lot in the courts going on. There's going to be a lot of rhetoric from the president and leader of the free world out there. And so if you have news organizations that do not call a winner, can you imagine those headlines, Obe, on the day afterwards in the papers being out there? There's a lot of potential for a lot of uncertainty. And I put in my newsletter yesterday, saying there's one thing that the market hates, folks: uncertainty. And so Goldman out there saying that, don't worry, you as an educated, reasonable person can be able to make a good guess of who won the election on election night. I gave me pause to say, well, are you saying that the market's not going to freak out if news organizations won't call a winner? Trump is ahead in some states that are expected to swing. That's kind of what they're saying. They're saying, don't worry, you're going to be able to estimate what votes might come in, even if they don't call the race, because they're afraid to call the race because there's so many votes still left to come in. And that's usually what happens, folks. They'll say, okay, we're missing votes from this county. This county voted 80% in 2016, and so therefore we're making the estimation. And they're going to be very wary of making those. And so I just, I've kind of put it out there, but that's just as I see those headlines, folks. Be wary of the volatility, man.
Well, folks, since we live in the great state of Florida, you got to see this one, because you talk about, insane. This is I don't think I sent you this morning, Tommy, but this is insanity. So we got this guy, Rick Scott, who's the senator, folks, okay? So he's proposing a bill this week that would require states to count and report all ballots in the federal election within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now, you got to remember something, folks, okay? They already know that it's impossible for that to happen for certain states.
Yeah.
And so this guy here, the thing that blows my mind about this guy is that, if you were in the market, folks, okay, this is the guy that ran HCA, which was the biggest, they pled guilty to, this is when he was the CEO, to 9 felonies, okay?
I think it was 14 corporate felonies I see right there.
Oh, 14, okay.
Yeah.
And they paid the biggest fine, $1.8 billion. Yeah. You know what blows my mind about this? I can't figure out, he's like the guy from Sunbeam, they hatchet something. They got away with it, man. He actually not only got away with it, ended up being the governor. So he gets all his wealth by ripping the government off.
Yep.
They plead guilty. They pay the fine. He ends up getting elected governor, senator, and now the bottom line is that, he's basically out there saying that, hey, listen, we want to. It's not going to get passed, folks, but you can just see how bizarre it is. And when I look at that, you can just see what raw power is. And it's always about raw power. And
that's the scariest part of, saying Goldman putting out there that, listen, everything's going to be fine. Reasonable people will be able to make an estimation.
Chainsaw Al. Excuse me, Tom. I didn't mean, that was the guy's name.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Al Dunlap.
Yeah.
He got away with murder, man. It was unbelievable what he got away with, man. And that was right before Enron. And with Scott, I don't know how he got away with it. But, it's so bizarre, it's unbelievable. But it's raw power. That's the bottom line.
And so we're going to see it on display, man, and
you better get in the option market, folks.
That's what
if you're going to either that or stay out of the
to
market for like 24 hours, 48 hours.
We're bringing it back to trading, man, because Goldman's saying, listen, they're being overestimated, this talk that we'll have, and I don't agree with that at all. I mean, there you have a sitting senator, and this is all going to come down the line, man. It's all coming down the line right now, 39 days. And some of the angst in the market, I think, is people very unsure, just that we're talking about, of how they should be positioned with 39 days left until that election, and with everything going on.
877-927-6648 Dow. Dow Industrials right now down 5, Nasdaq up 63, S&P's up 1. Tom and I come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 6, Nasdaq's up 67, S&Ps are up 1.5. And, you talk about some nice volatility, Tom, right?
What were we talking about with Kevin Hinks yesterday, right? We were saying, man, you can be on either side of this market. And if you're quick enough, there's opportunities on both sides. And, folks, it's 10:30. The program started at 10:06. and you just could have had how many points? We're talking about almost 20 S&P points in either direction you could have gotten already.
Totally. And I just popped up the so this chart here, folks, gives you Apple and the NQs. So I'm gonna, let me see. I'll throw it a little bit. So the NQs, folks, are the green line. Apple's the white line. I mean, it's so direct. It's just amazing, man. So
yeah,
there's no doubt if you're trading those NQs, you better keep your eye on Apple in a monster way because
especially the NQs.
I know. I don't think I've ever seen. And I'm not quite sure whether, like, when they changed, when Apple went 4-for-1 again, or how they did it, is that Apple seems to have a bigger size now than it even did when it was bigger. But it's just strange, man. I mean, it's that cut and dry. It really is. So.
I mean, these are some of the ones, we talked about it. Kevin was talking about it again in terms of options, right? So many different strategies. I mean, and I just start thinking about, you start by whether it's, you could sell cash secured puts, man. You're seeing volatility spiking, right? So you're seeing the price of some of the options going up.
Oh, yeah.
I just pulled up Apple right now. We've already pulled back to put it on a daily, man. Talk about a haircut. From 138, we'll call it. It was 2 pennies away to 110. So you shave $28 off the price. Now, I always like to tie Apple in particular back to their last earnings because their last earnings were great, man. They were great earnings. All right, you were trading at $93 before that, and they announced the stock split as well and everything. But we've almost retraced that entire move back to prior to understanding their fiscal makeup. Now, when you start getting here at 110, man, and you just look at some of these options. Now, I went out past the election, all right, so I'm going out to November. But let's say you just wanted to go to even the Octobers, man. You're still able to get about $5 right now of selling a cash secured put. And if Apple doesn't go back $5, you just pocket that money. If it does, you're able to purchase Apple at 105. Not a bad price point, man, when you're thinking that's the day after their earnings came out. Now, if you want to go past the election, you're able to get $10, man.
Right.
Let me just.
And I suspect that those Novembers are going to have some premium in them. Because that's as we're coming up to that, what we'll have there, folks, is that there'll be a lot of hedging that's going to get done there. And
yes, as the VIX may rise, right? You may see it rise dramatically for sure.
Yeah.
It's possible. The other side that's interesting, man, is that anything that's guaranteed is not guaranteed, folks. Okay, so the part of me, the sinister side inside of me says, you know what, man? Maybe Goldman's right. Maybe as the phrase likes to be uttered, nothing matters. In terms of that. It can't be that easy. You know what I mean? In terms of saying the VIX is at 30, which is already an elevated VIX, right? And maybe the market says, you know what? COVID's here. We're going to get over it at some point in the next 6-12 months. Maybe there'll be a little volatility, but all things considered, you're not going to maybe see the volatility that you might expect on election night as everybody prepares for it.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man.
Yeah.
that's the.
It's just, it's how many news reports can come out and say an election like we've never seen before, right? You have Interactive Brokers increasing the margins.
Yeah.
The story you sent me about everybody preparing for the volatility, right? Where I think I still have it up here. Wall Street prepares systems for election night trading surge.
Right.
Testing the technology and exchange late night rite of passage from work from home. And as I mentioned in my show, man, if you really want to be rocking and rolling, you got a lot of money at stake, I would have 2 different brokerages, man, because we've seen it with Robinhood.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen it with TD Ameritrade. There's no company out there that's immune to that type of a problem, and it's definitely possible on election night, man.
No doubt. Yeah. And as we're talking, one of the Tigers just gave me a heads up that so you got Apple. Apple's just basically just took out the highs of yesterday. So we'll see whether it can handle it. 110.25. We just hit 110.45. Bottom line, folks, this is if it can take this out, then those NQs can go, because then it'd be like, okay, you get 112 in play here. Now you don't take it out. All that is saying is, okay, the seller's sitting there, and that'll be saying, okay, they'll jam it right back down, because Apple had quite a day yesterday. I mean, the day before that. I mean, that thing went down from 112 to 106,
right.
and that's like sacrilegious for Apple.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's go take a look at some of the stocks inside the NDX, what's moving it. So you get, that's Trip.com is up 7%. You get Zoom up 6.5%. Moderna is up 6%. Taken away from it, I heard that you were saying Costco come out with good numbers and they sold it down, Tom, right?
They sure did, man. And
it's not even that bad though. Look at that.
What, did it pop back?
No, it's down $8, but it's like a sideways move. I mean, compared to a $338 stock, it's not that
Yeah.
So let's see, what did they do out here? They got a $281 pandemic expense. That being said, they took in, 53 billion. Oh, my God. Look at that number, man. They got big numbers, man. 53.4 billion.
I was trying to find them myself, right? Because even versus expectations, it was
this
strong
is huge,
numbers,
man. Holy cow.
Here we go. So they came in earnings per share, right? $3.04. What do you have? Okay, so the number I had was 304, 20 cents above estimates. They beat on revenue. Comp store sales rose 11.4%. The market was only looking for 7.8%. They saw digital sales jump from 91% from a year earlier, and you're down $9 today, man.
Wow.
Yeah. And really what's crazy is that, now here's what I tried to wrap my brain around for a company like Costco, okay? A lot of the income that they actually make is from the membership fees.
Subscriptions, yeah.
Right? So is it actually a good thing for a company like Costco that they now have to provide goods that basically cost Costco at cost, ironic, and now are they getting that many more signups? Okay, because that's where they make their money.
Okay.
And maybe that's why you have this company only going from $325 pre-COVID to $338 afterwards.
Because the subscription revenue's already been in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe you got some extra subscription revenue,
right.
But really a surge of their business was people who were probably already members using that membership in a dramatic fashion, right?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Now, of course, some people did sign up, but I don't think people during a COVID, were actively saying, I got to go get a Costco membership today.
No.
It would have made sense, if you're stocking up. I mean, I'm sure some people did. I was just wrapping my brain around that yesterday before the earnings, thinking about making a trade. I did not, but there's more going on for those companies than just, Publix, Kroger's, et cetera.
There is.
Yeah.
Dow Industrial's up 19, Nasdaq's up 70, S&P's up 2.5. Tommy and I come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrials right now up 41, Nasdaq's up 81, S&Ps are up 6.5, and check this out, folks. We'll just get into this for a second. So this article here is that housing boom in the U.S. threatened by shortage of available homes. Okay, U.S. housing market, which has been a bright spot in the pandemic economy, is running out of fuel. While buyers eager to take advantage of low mortgage rates, the inventory of homes to buy is scarce. That's driving up prices and threatening to derail the boom, pushing home ownership out of reach of many Americans. For home builders, the huge demand for housing is an opportunity to crank up construction and solve the inventory crisis. Instead, some are deliberately slowing things down as they grapple with supply shortages, surging lumber cost, and intense competition for labor and land. The labor and land, folks, is the big thing. Land is really expensive. I'm going to add something in here, and this is where, no matter where you live, folks, okay, you want to wrap your head around this. My head's really wrapped around it in a big way. And what it is this. The housing business in general has totally changed. And what has changed it is it started out in 2007, 2008. You had the funds come in, bought huge amounts of houses. You have the REITs that are out there, but now the REITs are out there in single-family housing. What you have to wrap your head around is this. Those houses that the REITs buy will never, well, we know there's not a never because it's not a 100% deal, will go back on the marketplace. They will go back on the marketplace, but what they're going to do, folks, is that they're going to go from one REIT to another REIT. So you want to be cognizant of that where you live. And hopefully you own a house, because if you do, you can get yourself positioned pretty well. Because the bottom line is that people talk about housing crisis, which there is. They're talking about affordability. They're missing the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, as we go forward, if we go forward 50 years, I bet the amount of people that actually own even single families is going to be down dramatically, because it's going to be an institutional market, so
I would agree mostly, man, and that's where hopefully our government gets their act together and does something about it, because that's not how society's able to flourish, man.
It's happening very quickly. It's happening much quicker than people realize, folks, and it's under the, unless you're involved in it, you just don't. I have certain parts of this city, I know exactly where these big funds are. And I know what the housing stock is, and I know how many they've taken off the housing stock. And so it's wild, man. And they're talking about, they've gone from the aspect of buying houses to building to taking houses down, building houses. They build 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. They get $2,500 to $2,800 a month, and that's going to be forever. So, housing's not. My point is, housing's not going down. But if you're in an area that they're out there, you want to be aware of it because if you're selling your house, make sure you can buy another one.
Oh, seriously, because the interest rate deal is so paramount to everything going on, man. You have these funds that can just go out there, buy all of their assets.
That's right.
Right? You take that, push the money back out to the public, take back all that money because you take in basically, and if you need to leverage it, you're leveraging it at such a low interest rate right now, and you don't need to make much to be a great investment.
That's correct. They're only promising about 3 to 3.5%. And the way they do it is, now check out. I mean, I know I've seen these transactions. So the transaction goes like this. Let's say that they're buying 50, 100 lots at a time, whatever it is, right? So they buy. They have a company here. The company that is buying them is a subsidiary of the monster. So here's the monster up here. They got a company here that buys it. They make a profit on it. They take that company, they sell it to the next company, and that next company is the property manager that makes a profit on it. Then it goes into the REIT. That's how this shakes out.
Yep.
So before it actually even gets into the REIT, folks, the sponsors of the REIT have already basically made about 23 to 25%. Yeah, exactly. And then what ends up happening, which is they're so big, what you get is that their cost of funds are so minimal, it's amazing, so... look what we need some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, Tom. Let's go to Steve. Steve, what's going on, brother?
Hi, Tom. Tommy, how are you?
Doing great, man.
Morning,
Yourself?
Steve.
Up here in the Northeast, I'm sure you're familiar with it. Both of you probably. A Market Basket is big.
Oh yeah,
Sure. Supermarket chain.
Demolishes, right?
I'm sitting here with my Market Basket decaf, and it's just as good, if not better, than others out there. I won't mention any names.
Oh, that's sacrilegious, man! Oh my God, they're gonna kick you out of the Dunkin' Donuts church. Oh man, there's gonna be signs up there today, Steve. This is trouble for you, man.
Well, I'm actually a secret taste tester, so.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm looking at this thing called Resonance. They have to do with 5G in some manner, and maybe if David White's listening, he can check it out. It's a small one.
Okay.
Just wondering, I just saw it, so I'm just wondering what you think of it.
Let's see. So they create filter designs for radio frequency, front end for the mobile devices. The low's 95 cents, the high's 358. They take in 3.2 million. Okay, so let's see what we got here.
Yeah, if there's anything there at all.
Well, yeah, I actually like how this traded. What was this? What was that? That was the week of August 2nd. That's pushing with volume there. I mean, when you get an equity like this, Steve, I just wait for, like a vicious pullback and try to get it at $1.39, way down here. I like that bar up there, that the week of August. I like how that pushed, for sure.
I looked back 10 years. It used to be, it hit a high of 20-something, $20, $19, I think.
Yeah, well, you have to. I guess you want to make sure it's the same company too. Let me just see something here. Yeah, see, this could have been a reverse merger or something. Because when I'm looking at this, see how this, when I'm looking at this right now, you get 2017, 1.9 million shares at 470. They did 2 offerings after that. One at 350, then another one at 150. It's hard to tell, man. I mean, the bottom line is that I would wait because this company, takes in no money.
Sure. Okay.
And they have 77 employees. I mean, 3.2 million. That's for a public company.
I get you.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, I thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay, man. You have a great one, a safe one.
Yeah. You too. Bye now.
Thanks, man.
Hey, so I wanted to jump around real. We're coming into a break right now. Perfect. We can play with it afterwards. I just wanted to show some of the trades I was looking at, even Apple, talking about some volatility, man. There's some crazy volatility at some pretty high price levels on Apple, man, priced after that election.
Cool. Okay, we'll check that out. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are going to be coming right back. Dow's up 38, Nasdaq's up 78, S&Ps are up 6. Just give it a few minutes, folks. We'll be down or up another 50. Coming right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to look at this Apple trade, right, Tom?
So just some of the stuff to think about, man, because I try and think about how much volatility they're pricing in, and is that volatility fair for reasonable expectations of what could happen, right? So I'm just looking at outliers kind of right now in terms of how much volatility. So here's Apple. We're at 110. We're as high as 138. We'll go through this quickly because it's the end of the show. I have the November options up here, okay? November 20th. So we're talking about almost 2 weeks after the election. These options expire. Okay? But look at the types of prices that you're still, I mean, you're talking about $28 out of the money, and you're still paying a couple bucks for an option at that price level. One of the trades I was looking at, I love the Thinkorswim platform. You get into the Analyze tab. You set up simulated trades, okay? I mean, you could even do trades here, just theoreticals, folks, okay? You got the bid ask. It's in the middle. But you could sell a credit spread of 141.25 right now to 143.75, okay?
Yeah.
And sometimes, to put these in context, so where is that? That's the 141.25, so you'd be selling this one here, which is at about 119 by 123. You'd be buying back the 143.75. You'd get somewhere in the range of about a 16-cent credit per, so you're talking about $16 per 100 shares, and your risk is 234. You got to be right almost 14 out of 15 times. But I almost see it as an impossibility. It's not an impossibility, folks. It's not even close to an impossibility in this market.
Tell me what that means, though. That.
So here's what it means in the best part. You go to the risk profile, is that you achieve that max profit if Apple stays under 141.25.
Wow.
By November 20th.
Wow. That's cool, man. Yeah.
So you know, and you don't have to go that high, folks. The risk reward, you know, starts shifting as you move down. But it's just interesting when you think about how much volatility when you have a $30 move priced in to the upside, too, man.
Right.
That's tough. There's going to be a lot of fear in that market about, you know, all-time highs, but it's going to be interesting times, man.
And you have that going all the way out. So anytime in between that, you can close it.
It can move. It can shift. Right, exactly.
Stay right there, folks. Think of Swim coming up next. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Wow, look at him.